Hey everyone, this is Cresso, and this is part 78 of the Human Journal, Green Orbs. You know, from my last part, part 77, I was just talking about orbs and my take on for what it is, and yeah, it was a synchronicity, just because a few days ago, first I thought it was a dream, okay, because I took like a 15-minute nap around maybe like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But no, this is I mean, at my last part I did talk about now that every, you know, whether it's an awakened state, everything is considered a dream state. That's just something I'm, you know, really going deep and getting more clarity about, you know, different activities, experiences that goes on in life, period. So what happened was, you know, that night when I took a nap, okay, I was just, you know, normally I just meditate, I just keep myself in a good vibe, you know, and I set my alarm clock for 15 minutes, and then, you know, when I took a nap and I just woke up, I mean, the alarm clock obviously didn't go off, but I turned my head and I noticed there was green orbs hovering above me. They were like, you know, very similar exactly from what the photo of this audio is. That type of green, very illuminated type of green color. But you see, these orbs was very different from the orbs that I know, because it's weird. When I woke up and looked at it, there was something in me responded to these orbs, like with a firm voice tone, like saying "you," like as if I recognized these particular orbs. And as I was looking at them, I felt an energy that was basically it was suppressing me. I couldn't move, you know, and I was like, it was, everything happened fast, you know, and I meditated, okay, and I kept myself calm, and I just meditated for me to break myself free. When I did that, I broke myself free. And after I broke myself free, I was trying to grab these orbs, and they just drifted into another dimension. Yeah, that was it. I was like, wow, that's just interesting stuff. But I wanted to say this: it's everything happens fast. But I picked up different. I don't know. I picked up different things. Like, well, one of them at that very moment, I picked up a vibe that I know this orbs, and it was like I had a really, well, after I told my friend about it, it became more clear to me that the vibe that I got from this orb, I realized, hey, wait a minute, it's the same being. It's the same, you know, I'll just call it a dark entity that came at me in my out-of-body experience. You know, I call it Satan or the devil, it doesn't matter, you know. But it was the same being. I just picked up the frequency of that orb. But you know, somehow, obviously, you know, my out-of-body experience that I battle Satan, I believe, is part 62. Sorry, I just sometimes hard for me to remember all the parts. But that being shapeshift. So obviously, it shapeshifted into an orb, but it was two of them. It was all in the same being. Now, keep in mind, everybody, I always talk about everything comes from source, right? And you know, I'm going through my own duality experience, because I feel like there's some sort of I'm getting something out of it to learn more about me, or I could say learn more about, you know, relearn more about self. Infinite consciousness, however you want to call it. But you know, I definitely getting something out of my duality experience. And that was it. I mean, it was a very quick experience. Um, wow, it was just interesting. First I felt like it wasn't a dream. I actually seen it, but then again, I did part 77. I was just discussing about how even our awakened state, it's a dream. Everything is a dream. It's dreams really. Dreams don't really have any hard rules that a lot of us think of. We change our realities, and I'm a firm believer on that. And even the most skeptic person that see things that's just black and white, that individual at some point will realize that, like, wow, things is not always cut and dried. But yeah, I just want to share this with everybody. This is not going to be a long journal, but I just want to express that this was synchronicity, and I told you in my previous parts that how synchronicity works. And back to part 77, I was talking about the orbs. I imagine I'm sharing to you, everybody, about what I know what orbs are, and obviously I tapped into it. I imagine it. I didn't imagine I run into orbs that's basically, that's trying to suppress me, the idea, but because orbs, obviously, I don't recall having this experience from a different time. Orbs are mostly gentle. They're mostly gentle. So, and also I mentioned that they are an idea of a spacecraft that's basically resemble as an orb, and there's always, most of the time, there's only one pilot. Let's just describe it that way, and it travels. But orbs generally are just like energy, pure energy, but it has different emotions. The emotions with these orbs is just pure energy. Everything is energy based, everything. So yeah, but these orbs, excuse me, yeah, this was very interesting. This definitely was. And I'm grateful that how I able to stay calm and meditate, and I just broke myself free. And also using this as an illustration, myself as an illustration, excuse me, that meditation, we take things very lightly. It is a tool to be used. We take certain things, certain abilities that we could do lightly. It's just we underestimate ourselves, what the powers that we have inside. We are power. So yeah, I just want to mention that. Also, I want to get clear. Speaking about duality, I wanted to say something. I did a clip outside the Human Journal series, right? It's called "They Don't Know." They don't know. Let's say they don't want you to know. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm just kind of multitasking. Well, as I'm recording, believe it or not. But the clip that I've done was "They Don't Want You to Know." Now, I mentioned on that clip, people that play that part of the game don't know who they are. I would have clarified that more, because I don't know. I mean, I do think of everybody's feeling, but I can't worry about everybody taking what I'm saying wrong. I'm not. I do like to get clarity, because I'll do my absolute best to get everybody to understand, and I do my best to break it down very, very simple for everybody. It all depends how open you are. Okay. You see, when I say things like people don't know who they are for the moment, well, deep down in your spirit, you all know who you are. Your spirit knows what it is. It's infinite. You can never forget yourselves, the true self. You understand? Infinite cannot forget infinite. Okay? Well, a lot of people pretend. You pretend to forget. You might argue. You might you might hear this like, this guy's, I don't know what he's talking about, because you're pretending again, and I just want to point that out. So I want to clarify that every one of us know who you are. You all know who you are, so you'll always be consciousness. My own human experience, I'm definitely definitely seeing things more deeper, more and more deeper, because the human experience of consciousness, it's very unique on its own. It has the vibe on the collective in the human race is very interesting. But then I find myself sometimes, and this is what happens when I get too wrapped up in my own mind, sometimes it's frustrating dealing with people. Sometimes I'm definitely going to touch on something on my next part 79. But yeah, I definitely, it's definitely a lesson for yourselves. But there's more to life. This is, your life on Earth, everybody. This is just one part. It's not even the tip of the iceberg. I know we look at things in this life that's so big, but not really. I mean, your mind to your head is big. You've got debt problems, you got out of control governments, you got all kinds of stuff going on, your personal life, whatever it is. That's major, and I understand. But everybody's capable of looking at things far, far beyond this. Far, far beyond this blue planet that we're experiencing. So whatever you want to describe this blue planet is, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that this is a spiritual path, like any experience within life. Okay, so that's all I have to say. This is a short journal. I'm glad I shared this. I wanted to express my about these orbs, excuse me, and yeah, it's just interesting. If anybody experienced something like that, please comment. I know a friend of mine, we keep in touch. He always sees orbs and stuff like that, and it's always interesting to hear his experience. But if anybody out there that be experienced orbs in different ways and different behaviors and stuff like that, please comment. And I'm sorry, it happened at night. I was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. It was so fast. I didn't record it. It happened too fast. I wanted to grab them. I felt part of me. It's like a reflex in me. I wanted to grab these orbs, but they just drifted into a different dimension. But yeah. So anyway, that's all I have to say for now, and I'm so glad I did this part. Okay, everyone. Until then, I will be back for part 79. Take care.